All right, we are live. Welcome to another episode of Not Mainstream. Hashtag Stop the Steal. In case you guys are wondering what all this is about, well, the left is trying to steal not one, not two, but three elections. Three elections. They're trying to steal Georgia, the Stacey Abrams and Brian Kemp election. They're trying to steal Arizona, the McSally and Sigmund election. And they're sure as hell trying to steal Florida and DeSantis and Rick Scott. And holy shit, this has been a wild week ever since midterms that happened Tuesday night.
And I do have I do have some local news I just want to share real quick, if that's all right. Because it's local to our state. And it also pertains to the national election.
Yeah, go ahead.
There is going to be a runoff. We were talking on Tuesday night when we had our stream on Tuesday night. We were talking about there would most likely be a runoff in the special election. The election between Cindy Hyde-Smith and Mike Espy. Of course, I talked about Chris McDaniel being the spoiler and damn near costing Cindy Hyde-Smith. Mike Espy could have won on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Because of Chris McDaniel, but it was very close. It was very close because McDaniel was the spoiler. And all right, they are going to have a runoff. It has to be on November 27th, the Tuesday after Thanksgiving, will be our runoff, special runoff between Cindy Hyde-Smith and Mike Espy. So that's and this is local news. I hope you don't mind me leading off with this.
Go ahead.
This is also okay. Cindy Hyde-Smith has actually agreed to debate Mike Espy. Republican Senator Cindy Hyde-Smith will take part in a debate with Democrat candidate Mike Espy on November 20th, 1 week before the runoff election is set to take place. Senator Hyde-Smith's campaign received and accepted the debate invitation just 1 day after the special election. Mississippi Farm Bureau will be hosting the debate, with the U.S. Senate being in session for several days next week, and the Thanksgiving holiday taking place later this month. The voters to have an opportunity to learn the clear differences between conservative Republican Cindy Hyde-Smith and liberal Democrat Mike Espy, said Melissa Scallan, communications director of Senator Hyde-Smith's campaign. Cindy looks forward to a robust debate about the major issues facing our state and country and to outline the clear choice voters have in this important runoff election. The same day Hyde-Smith accepted the debate invitation from Mississippi Farm Bureau, Espy sent a letter challenging her to 3 debates, which would be moderated by a nonpartisan institution able to broadcast the event to the entire state of Mississippi. Mississippians deserve to hear our views and understand where we differ, whether it's on health care, education, or job opportunities, the letter says. The stakes are just too high. While Hyde-Smith accepted the Farm Bureau debate invitation, Espy and his campaign are still considering taking part in the debate. The full text of the letter is as follows. Dear Senator Hyde-Smith, I am following up on my October 16th letter inviting you to a debate. While I was disappointed that you did not respond to my initial letter, I am hopeful that you will agree. Now is the time to debate. Public discourse is important, never. And Mississippians deserve to hear our views and understand where we differ, whether it's on health care, education, or job opportunities. The stakes are just too high. I invite you to join me in 3 debates over the course of the runoff. These debates should be moderated by a nonpartisan institution that can broadcast this information to the entire state. Every voter in the Magnolia State should have the chance to hear from us directly. I look forward to an informed discussion before the voters of Mississippi and to your prompt response by November 9th. Please contact my campaign manager, Olita Fitzgerald, to discuss mutually agreeable dates, locations, and terms. Sincerely, Mike Espy, candidate for U.S. Senate. Well, you got what you wanted there, Mr. Espy, because there's going to be at least one debate before the election, before the special election.
That's good.
And it'll be exactly 1 week. It'll be right before Thanksgiving. This debate will be right before Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving's on the 22nd. So
yeah. So
I thought I thought that would be very important to lead off with because it pertains to my area.
Yeah, absolutely, and hopefully, your girl will win. Cindy Height.
Hi, Smith. Yeah.
Cindy Hyde Smith, yeah. Hopefully she'll win. I'm pulling for her.
Yeah. Yeah, I
And
am
it seems
too.
like there's going to be like multiple runoffs in different states with some candidates, some other candidates, I believe. From what I
let's
understand.
talk about Florida first because
Yes.
here's the thing. I did on Tuesday night.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I don't know what his first name is. Andrew Gillum.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. He conceded to Ron DeSantis, but yet he wants there to be a recount.
Yeah, you've already conceded. Are they allowed to unconcede?
It looks that way.
I think there needs to be a law. As soon as you concede, you can't unconcede.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Because you already conceded.
Right.
And so did I believe Bill Nelson did. He conceded.
No,
I think.
Oh, actually, he did. Bill Nelson did not concede.
Oh, he didn't. Okay.
He there to be a recount. No, he did not. He did not. Now, the thing about it is, with any of these races, if you get over 50% of the vote, if you go over the 50% threshold, you should there should be no debate. That's it. You that's in Florida. Apparently, there's going to be recounts, and Rick Scott has filed a lawsuit against Broward and Palm Beach counties.
Yeah, and they're
counties,
supposed to. Yeah,
two counties that were embroiled in controversy in the year, and that was during the floor election.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, hello.
Can you hear me?
And that was during the Bush. Yeah, that was during the Bush-Gore election. Of course, that was very heavily contested, and eventually it took the Supreme Court to resolve that.
Well, we're in the we got the Supreme Court stacked already, so take it to the Supreme Court. I really love to see what happens. So here's what's going on in these two counties. Broward County, the Bermuda Triangle of conspiracies, because you got the Parkland that happened there. You got, I believe, the 9/11 terrorists were in that county like a few weeks before 9/11, from what I understand. So you got all this kabuki-ish things going on in this county. It's always this county. The Bush-Gore election in Palm Beach, Palm County, and Broward County. I mean, come on, people. And then you got this woman, Brenda Snipes. You know, she was convicted of voter fraud, I believe, of tossing away ballots and rigging some ballots. It's like, hey, here's a van. I got some ballots in this van. For some reason, I don't know why. All these ballots came out of nowhere. I mean, you had a teacher saying, "Oh, I found some ballots out behind the school." It's like, what? It's like okay. First off, you guys failed to meet the deadline. All right, that should have been null and void right there because they failed to meet that deadline a few days ago, and they're still counting. They don't even know how many ballots they got left, and the court decided to say, hey, you know what? You got until 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're now at 7:39. And then from what I understand is that she's refusing to give up the information. So, this is some red alert stuff because we knew something like this was going to happen. But to this degree, and that it's like everybody is aware of it, and it's like, back in 2000, nobody would have batted an eye for this because people weren't aware. Now it's 2018. People are aware, and I'm glad that people are aware. I'm glad that there's people out on the streets protesting this because they are being screwed right and left. And the thing is that the left is saying, oh, well, you know, count the ballots to see what happens. I'm like, okay, first off, what if the shoe was on the other foot? You guys would be doing the same thing. You'd be trying to say, hey, whoa. You guys right there is trying to rig election. I mean, where are these ballots coming from? I mean, come on, give me a break, people.
Yeah, and I mean, we've seen this before. I mean, we saw this in 2008 in Minnesota with Al Franken.
Yeah, the ballots were in the back of someone's car. Was that
in the trunk? Yeah,
in the trunk of the car. Oh, hey guys, I just came across these ballots. I don't know where they came from.
Well, thankfully, that piece of crap is no longer a factor.
He's
he
irrelevant.
Resigned.
He's irrelevant.
Yeah, but the issue of voter fraud is very much relevant. Very much relevant.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and the voting needs to be regulated. And first, voter ID. Implement the voter ID, and then make sure that illegals don't vote. That's huge. I mean, in these liberal counties like in Broward and in Texas and all these other states with liberal counties, there are illegal voting. There's illegal voting. There's no two ways about it. And then to the left is like, oh, there's no voter fraud. There's no voter. It's just voter suppression. I mean, no. I mean, here's the thing. They caught. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. They caught this group of people committing voter fraud in Texas. And now they caught another guy, I believe in California, for a voter fraud ring. I'm like, and the media is telling us that voter fraud doesn't exist. Come on, give me a break.
That senatorial race in Texas should not have been close.
Yeah.
Between O'Rourke and Cruz.
Yeah, you know there was tens of thousands of illegals.
There was, yeah, there you go. Illegals and voter fraud going on. Thankfully, it didn't work. Thankfully, Cruz won.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Georgia, the gubernatorial race. Now, according to some polls, Brian Kemp, so he should be able to certify, but there's a bit of a problem because he's actually the Secretary of State.
Mm-hmm.
And he had to step down from that position because it certifies elections.
Mm-hmm.
To certify elections in the state of Georgia, or it was. He has stepped down. So Abrams has yet to concede, and why she's fighting this, which I mean, in a way, I can kind of, but in another way, I mean, it sounds like sour grapes on her part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're in it to rig it, and that's exactly what they're trying to. They're doing their damnedest to rig these 3 elections.
The Democrats, they are trying to cheat.
Yeah,
the Democrats, their mantra is shared with Jesse Ventura: win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat.
Yeah, yeah, and
so they are. I mean, they are trying. They're trying their damnedest to try and cheat. They're doing this in Georgia. They're doing this in Florida. You mentioned Arizona. Mm-hmm. You know, there's very, very tight between Kristen Sinema and Martha McSally in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Sinema has pulled out a very razor-thin lead. I found out today the GOP is filing suit in Arizona.
Yeah, also. Yeah, I heard that too. So that's good. That is good. I mean, we need these people because here's the thing: these establishment Republicans that is no longer there, thank the Lord, would have just said, oh, don't worry about it, always next time. We'll get them next time. They would have not have fight. They would have not fight. They would not have fight like Rick Scott's fighting. They would not have fight like Ron DeSantis is fighting. They would not have fight as Martha McSally is fighting. They would have just bent over and took it because they're establishment and they're in the deep state establishment circle.
Yep. And the Senate right now, the balance of power is still with the Republicans in the Senate, but contested races. We have the Florida, Arizona, and let's see, Florida, Arizona, Mississippi. Yeah, our state, because this race has still not been resolved yet. So that would be at least, if the Republicans were to win each of those races, it would be at least a 53 or 54 seat majority for Republicans.
Yeah, and that's what we need, because unfortunately we still got Mitt Romney unfortunately won, which is just John McCain 2.0. So he'll do anything to screw the MAGA agenda out from the nose of Trump, and we definitely need at least 2 to 3 more people, because we still got some remnants of the swamp. Some remnants of the swamp still exist.
Big time, yeah.
And, the thing is about these midterms elections for the Senate, I mean, this was like a huge draining of the swamp. Jeff Flake is out, all right? Bob Corker out. This is great. I mean, the midterms for the Senate for us was just absolutely glorious. It was great. We drained the swamp. Unfortunately, we couldn't take the House again, but I still... By all means, I really believe there was some rigging going on in the House votes.
Yeah, I think so.
It would not surprise me at all. Speaking of Jeff Flake, Donald Trump did a press conference earlier Wednesday, I believe, and I'm gonna let you guys listen to what President Trump said about Jeff Flake. It was so freaking hilarious. Let me pull it up here.
So why do you think that is? Whose fault
Can you hear that?
Is it that there were so many retirements?
Yeah.
I retired him. Very proud of it. I did the country a great service. Go ahead. Give him that. Give him. He is retired. I'd like to call it another word, but we're going to treat him with great respect. Go ahead.
All right, let me replay that one more time.
So why do you think that is? Whose fault is it that there were so many retirements?
In Jeff Flake's case, it's me. You're in civil. I retired him. I'm very proud of it. I did the country a great service. Go ahead. He is retired. I'd like to call it another word, but we're going to treat him with great respect. Go ahead.
That was great. That was just epic. I mean, man.
And I think we should go ahead and get into this. Speaking of that press conference, if this is the one, you said it was Wednesday. Yep, this is the one,
this is the one.
Where Jim Acosta, Emilio, by the way, he just goes by Jim to be more American.
Emilio. His name is Emilio.
Abilio, Abilio.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Emilio. I was going to think it was Crazy 8.
No, it's Abilio. He decided, Jim Acosta, who has a history, by the way, we all know he has a history of being a dick at these press conferences and shouting at the president, shouting questions at the president, even when he is told, that's enough, Jim, get out, you're done.
Mm-hmm.
Asking question after question to President Trump, haranguing him. Now listen. I don't mind.
All right, let me bring up the thing between him and Jim Acosta. That was just great.
Let me just make a point.
Go ahead.
I don't mind tough questioning of any politician. I think we should have tough questioning.
Mm-hmm.
But what Jim Acosta did and what he does, it's going to the level of harassment.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's not even questioning the president. He's just, arguing at him and throwing, CNN talking points at him. He's not even asking questions.
Mm-hmm. And
as we get to listen to the the confrontation between the two.
Miles away,
Epic.
they're hundreds and hundreds of miles away. That's not an invasion.
Honestly, I think you should let me run the country. You run CNN.
All right.
And if you did it well, your ratings
Let me
would be
ask
much
you,
better.
if I may ask one other question, Mr. President, if I may ask
Peter,
one
go
other
ahead.
question, are you worried?
That's enough. That's enough. That's enough.
Ask one of the other folks.
That's enough.
Pardon me, ma'am. Mr. President,
That's enough.
Mr. President, I have one other
Peter,
question,
let's
if
go.
I may ask, on the Russia investigation. Are you concerned that you may have?
I'm not concerned about anything with
You
the
may have
Russian
indictments coming
investigation because it's a hoax.
Are you?
That's enough. Put down the mic.
Mr. President, are you worried about indictments coming down in this investigation? Mr. President,
I'll tell you what, CNN should be ashamed of itself having you working for them. You are a rude, terrible person. You shouldn't be working for CNN. Go ahead.
I think that's unfair.
You're a very rude person. The way you treat Sarah Huckabee is horrible.
Yes.
And the way you treat other people are horrible. You shouldn't treat people that way. Go ahead. Go ahead, Peter. Go ahead.
In Jim's defense, I've traveled with him and watched him. He's a diligent reporter who busts
Well, I'm
butt
not a
like
big
the rest
fan
of
of
us.
yours either. So,
I understand.
to be honest,
So let me ask you a question, if I can. You repeatedly
you aren't the best.
Mr. President, you repeatedly, over the course of
Okay, just sit down, please.
Jim Acosta is standing up right now.
When you report fake news, no. When you report fake news, which CNN does a lot, you are the enemy of the people. Go ahead.
Mr. President, over the course of the last several days of the campaign, sir, at the end of the campaign, you repeatedly said that Americans need to fear Democrats. You said Democrats would unleash a wave of violent crime that endangers families everywhere. Why are you
And they have.
Why are you pitting Americans against one another, sir?
Peter, what are you trying to be him?
No, I'm
Peter,
just asking a question.
Let me just tell you. Very simple. Because they're very weak on crime. Because they have often suggested, members and people within the Democrat Party at a high level have suggested getting rid of ICE, getting rid of law enforcement. That's not going to happen, okay? We want to be strong on the borders. We want to be strong on law enforcement, and I want to cherish ICE because ICE does a fantastic job. So what they do for us is it's so unrecognized how good a job they do. So we want to take care of them, and we want to hold them very close because they do a good job.
But the question, to be clear, though, the question,
Thank you very much.
why are you?
Sit down.
But the question, but you didn't answer my question. Just very simply, the question is,
He
why
did
are you
answer your
pitting
question,
Americans
dickhead.
against one another?
Sit
sir?
down.
Is that how you view citizens
well,
of this
I'll
country?
tell you what, we won a lot of elections last night. We did very well last night. And
But in many ways,
I think
it's
it's going to
divided
have. I think it's going to have a very positive impact. I watched NBC this morning. They didn't report it exactly correctly, but that's very, very. That's the fact with NBC. Nothing I can do about that. But I want this country to have protection. We want security in our country. I want security, Peter. I mean, you maybe don't think it's so important. And I think when you don't have it, you are indeed unleashing crime. I feel that.
You said you would sign an executive order on birthright citizenship. Are you still going to sign the executive order on birthright citizenship?
You'll ask me that question a little bit later. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So that's just the clip of the almost an hour and a half.
But the video,
conference.
the video,
Yeah.
the video, the Acosta stuff, that is very telling. There's several. There's all kinds of things going on. Just 2 minutes stuff. First of all, hey, Lale.
Hi.
Hey.
First of all, you have Trump up there. He's the alpha male. No question about it. You watch Trump up in that press conference. He is the alpha male. Jim Acosta is a beta male. He's a little titty baby bitch who cannot handle the fact that his questions have been answered. And it's like, dude, you're done. You're finished. So a young, very, very attractive, I might add, White House staffer, an intern, comes up to him after the president is telling him, that's enough, that's enough.
Yeah.
And Acosta just keeps going. That sound clip where he says, "Excuse me, ma'am," that's where he does like this with
Yeah,
the young
he
lady's arm.
brushes his hand on her. He touches her. He kind of hits her. I wouldn't say pretty hard, but he does hit her.
Yeah, well, I don't know. And there's accusations now. there's accusations from the left saying accusations from the left saying, "Oh, Sarah Huckabee Sanders tweeted out a doctored video." That wasn't doctored.
No. Everybody saw it when it happened, and they were re-showing it in 30 minutes. Nobody had time to mess with it.
It's like, who are you going to believe, me or your own lying eyes? Mm-hmm. And also the president, during that whole exchange, he walks away from the podium like he's going to end the press conference.
Yeah. He should have done that. He should have just ended it right there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's like he's pacing. And I've heard that when the president is pacing like that, when Donald Trump is pacing like that,
he's about to explode. He's trying to keep his cool.
He was. Yeah. He absolutely was. I could tell. I was like,
now, I love a pissed off Donald Trump. I love a pissed off Donald Trump. He should have just.
The funny thing is, stand up again after he's told to sit down. Trump gives him the death stare, and he's like, "Oh crap."
Yeah.
I was commenting on Twitter. I was like, President Trump is like a school teacher, talking to a whole bunch of kindergartners. Sit down, shut up. Sit down. That's rude. It's like a teacher talking to a group of kindergartners.
I love it. I don't.
Yeah, he Acosta, you were rude and terrible, and he's correct.
Yeah. He just.
They all are. They all are. It's not just Acosta. They all are.
You are a rude, horrible person, or whatever it was he said. He didn't hold back. Well, he probably did hold back a lot.
Oh yeah. I think he could have.
Said a whole lot
more right then and there.
And as a result of Acosta's actions, and he has himself to blame, by the way, his press credentials have been revoked. Now, it's just temporary. They may let him back in if he can behave himself. Actions, and he has himself to blame, by the way.
I was checking the YouTube comments. Don't worry about it. Go ahead, Henry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Henry.
I hear an echo. Heard an echo.
That was me. I had the YouTube thing up. I was checking out the comments.
Oh, okay. But
go ahead.
But like I said, his credentials have been suspended temporarily. His press pass has been revoked.
Long overdue.
I agree. Again, and I'll make this point to Lael, because I made it to Shane before you came on, Lael. I don't mind tough questioning of politicians whatsoever. Mm-hmm. Not at all.
Yeah.
But don't be a rude douchebag.
I know.
And once you get out of hand, and right then and there, it just ends it. Once they get out of hand, right then and there, just end it. Just end it.
Yeah, and that's what Trump attempted to do. But Acosta wants to ask the same question over and over and over and over until he gets the answer he wants.
Yeah, until CNN gets that sound bite that they want. They want that sound bite.
Yep.
Exactly.
Now, another thing that happened, for instance, it carried over into a very short little Q&A today. What was that? A very short little Q&A today was a few of these black reporters.
Oh, don't forget about the black reporter at the main press conference that asked him about that nationalist quote, and she tried to turn it into white nationalism. He called her out on that, and he said that was a racist question.
Yes, that was a PBS reporter. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also April.
I remember something.
He called out April Ryan. He called out this PBS. there was a black reporter from CNN who asked him a question. He said, what a stupid question.
Yeah, I saw that.
And of course, Trump is being accused of being racist black reporters. It's like, no. He has responded like that to white reporters.
He's responded that to every single reporter that asked him a stupid question.
Exactly.
It's like they're taking. I don't care what color of the reporter is. I don't care if she's black or he's black or white or what. But if they ask a nonsense question, they need to be called out on it.
Yes. Jim Acosta is Cuban. Are you going to say he's racist against Cubans?
I know, right? I mean, great Scott.
Beyond me, people.
I mean, the left is getting out of control, and boy, they sure are getting out of control.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, let's get to Tucker Carlson. What happened with him?
Oh my God! If they fire Tucker, what are you talking about?
No, it had
house?
no, you didn't
at
hear
his house.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, Tucker Carlson.
Yes.
Antifa was at his house, and they almost broke in. They destroyed his front door. His wife was home alone, and she had to get into her closet and call 911 to protect herself. And
yeah, it was a pantry. It was a pantry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, which I think they use that as basically like a safe room in that house.
Mm-hmm.
And
that was my house. Grab the gun, start shooting up in the air.
Let me tell you, it's just disgraceful. That is just disgraceful, the way that they acted.
Mm-hmm.
It is totally.
I mean,
that's uncomfortable.
Somebody doxed Tucker Carlson.
Mm-hmm.
They have doxed Sean Hannity as well. I watched a clip of it. Was Sean Hannity had Sebastian Gorka, who's great, and also Dan Bongino, who is great. Dan Bongino is a former Secret Service agent, and he works. He's a correspondent for NRA TV. And like I say, he's great. Both of them are great. And but also somebody apparently sent a threatening letter to a leftist. I think it was a leftist reporter, and Sean Hannity's like, you know what? If you're doing stuff like that, and you're a conservative, I don't consider you a conservative.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree, because
that's the point. Conservatives don't do that. Conservatives are better than that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're supposed to be better than that, but I mean, you have a few.
I mean, here's the thing: we're not like Antifa, who goes to Tucker Carlson's house and protests. You don't see us lining up at Jim Acosta's house and trying to break in and destroy his home. I mean, you don't see that with the right. All right, you see, we do protest. We do protest, which is good. Protesting is good. But you don't see us throwing rocks. You don't see us setting CVS's on fire. You don't see us setting trucks and cars on fire, or none of that. None of that. You don't see us. You don't even see us putting masks on to hide our faces, to so that we can't be seen.
Shane, this happened on Tuesday night after. Republicans didn't happen. Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind.
No, what didn't happen? You're breaking up on me.
Nothing conservative in, but
wait. Let me make my point.
I throwed some fits a few places.
Let me make my point. I was trying to make a point.
Okay.
Okay. What I was saying was, Shane, you didn't hear about all the riots that happened that were some of the rioters were identified as conservatives and all that. Oh wait, that didn't happen? Oh, I'm sorry. Carry on.
Yeah, did y'all see the picture of the quiet street, and it said conservatives rioting after the election, and it was like nothing but a quiet street?
Yeah, I mean, come on. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if how reliable this is, but I got something through the Twitter sphere. This is from the Arizona Luke at Arizona Luke. He says, breaking, 2 Republican PCs report that one of their ballots was not counted. Call the recorder office and told discard it as it was not signed. PC claims it was signed. Considering signing affidavit, putting pressure on him to count every legal ballot. So some Kabuki-ish stuff is going on in Arizona. It seems like.
Oh yeah.
To watch out for. Definitely watch out for freaking Florida because man, that's messed up.
Yeah, Arizona, Georgia, and Florida have really big. They have just amazingly found boxes and boxes of uncounted votes, and they're all for the Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
I declare.
Hey, I found some. I found some votes out behind my house. You guys need those? They just magically appeared. Magically appeared. I don't know why. I don't know how, but they just magically appeared.
And all 70,000 were were Democrat votes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I would suggest that everybody be careful, watch your back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because there are lunatics who will they'll pull some stuff. These leftist lunatics. Well,
yeah, I mean, we're at red alert.
You would expect them to be happy. They won the House, but you know what? They're never happy.
But see, here's the thing: the House is not as powerful as the media is trying to make it out to be. The Senate is where it's at. The Senate is where it's at, and we won the Senate, which is good. It's great. But here in 2 years, I think we're going to keep. I think we're going to regain the House and keep the Senate again, because there's absolutely no way people can put up with Nancy Pelosi and her gridlock that she's going to put on the president and his aides and his associates and all that. There's no absolutely way people's going to put up with that, and I think the Republicans will regain the House in 2020.
Or with all the crazy eyes in the House, let's see, Maxine Waters, Adam Schiff, Nancy Pelosi, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Oh God, the idiot!
Yeah, all those crazy eyes.
She doesn't know how to move to DC.
All these leftists has those crazy eyes. You know, it's all these leftists. They all bug-eyed and saying
like
you're a racist. It's like all these lefties
or something. I don't know.
It's like, plus they might be
Ocasio-Cortez. I mean, she's just. I think we may have discussed this on Tuesday night. How she's like this. She's like this. Really, she's very vapid. She's not very smart. She's not very intelligent.
Yeah,
it's like you look at her and it's like, the lights are on, but hey, nobody's home.
Yeah,
nobody's home.
Yeah,
so I probably spend the next 40 years in DC.
Yeah, because she's pretty young, so should be there.
She is.
Some time.
She is 29 years old. She's 29. So
should probably be Ruth Bader Ginsburg's age before she quits. Speaking of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, she fell and broke 3 ribs.
Yeah.
And I wonder if this is a sign from God saying that she's next. You know, not to die, but to retire.
Yeah. I don't. We talked about that.
Very, very coincidental that she breaks 3 ribs, and this could be Trump's 3rd pick.
Mm-hmm.
So
maybe it was,
she was released from the hospital.
As determined, I think she's very, but I think she's very determined to stay on the bench. I don't see it. She'll be on her deathbed before she decides to give up that seat or give up that.
Should be in the hospital bed. Should be in the hospital bed with veins hooked up to her arms.
Well, I'm sorry that
should be on life support.
I really am.
Yeah, I mean, we hope she gets well. And she was released from the hospital, and she's home recovering. But the funny part is that people was on Twitter saying, "Oh, I'll donate 3 ribs for Ruth Ginsburg. I'll donate some organs for Ruth Ginsburg." First off, you can't donate ribs to people. All right, that's just practically impossible.
Ribs will heal up. Now I don't know at our age how long it'll take, but you know, I break my ribs once every couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for her to go. I'm sorry that she got hurt, but it was time for her to go anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Like Flip Dewey the other year, remember that supposedly had the accident on his exercise bike.
Mm-hmm.
Harry Reid.
Reid, didn't he go ahead and resign shortly after?
I
believe
he did not seek re-election. He didn't seek re-election.
There you go. Okay.
So
didn't they have a story going that he didn't fall on his exercise bike, but his brother was drunk and beat him up or something?
Listen,
I don't remember that.
Harry Reid.
I remember it.
Harry Reid has connections with. Harry Reid has connections with the mob. They probably got pissed because I think it was 2014 when this happened. They probably got pissed because they lost the Senate. and he's lucky they didn't break his legs.
They could have been. And the story it faded on out before they ever decided if it was the exercise bike or his drunk brother or what. But the story faded on out, so I don't know what they decided. But anyway.
Maybe it was the mafia, coming back saying, "Hey, what is all that stuff you promised us?"
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Now, Leah, I brought up before you came on also that we were talking on Tuesday night. We mentioned about that there was a possibility of a runoff here in Mississippi between Cindy Hyde-Smith and Mike Espy. Well, that's going to happen on November 27th, right after Thanksgiving. But they are going to have a debate. Cindy Hyde-Smith has been invited to debate Mike Espy on November 20th, a week before the election. And Cindy Hyde-Smith accepted. They still have not heard if Mike Espy has accepted yet, though.
So y'all are still really waiting to find out.
Well, it was very close on Tuesday night. It was very close. The race was very close. It was too close to call. So we have to have a runoff. So the runoff will be on November 27th.
Yeah. So well, I'm sure the Democrats in your state will find 60 or 70,000 votes in a box that got shoved in a back room and nobody knew about it.
Andrew, you might want to check your closet for some ballots.
Maybe you could fill some out real quick.
These Democrats, I'll tell you what, these Democrats here in Mississippi, they are, a lot of people talk about how Illinois is the most crooked state. So, well, I think every state has crooks. Every state has voter fraud. I think we all know this.
Yeah, and that's why it's important for us individuals to elect these people out of office. It's important not only at a federal level but a local level as well.
Well, we keep trying, and they keep cheating their way back in.
And not only that, you have these people that re-elects the same people over and over and over. I'm like, why? Why you re-elect these people over and they haven't done anything in their term?
Exactly. North Carolina went red pretty much, except up in the very top corner by Virginia. Might have been another dot or two, but we went red mostly. Thank goodness. But we still got that Democrat governor. Somebody it was one of our local pages anyway, and
gonna
I don't remember who.
say
What?
I think I'm frozen. I was frozen up.
I can hear you.
Hello. Okay,
Oh.
I was gonna say Benny Thompson. Benny Thompson keeps getting reelected here in this district. And I think it's largely because a lot of blacks vote for him.
Yeah.
There probably is some voter fraud going on, but there's a lot of black do vote.
A lot of black people are figuring out and turning.
Yeah, but not enough, especially not in this district, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, that's why we need to do the ground roots route, which is go knocking on people's doors, explain to them, hey, you guys are being screwed. This is what the Democrats really want. This is what the left really wants. You need to come to our side and restore the republic.
I said the last couple of years of Obama, I could see it just on Facebook. More and more black people figuring out and thinking for themselves as the smart people they are, and starting to turn to the Republican side. And it's since Trump was elected, now there's groups and groups, you know, Blacks for Trump, and a lot more standing up and saying, man, you know, get up, get out, let's take care of ourselves. Let this man, man is trying to help us, and he is helping us. Let's let him.
Well, it is happening, but it's not happening fast enough, and there's still, I mean, there's still a lot of blacks who believe the crap that the Democrats tell them. There's still a lot of blacks. I mean, I'm not saying, I mean, I agree with you, Lael. There are blacks that are realizing that they've been duped. And there's lots of really good black conservatives. But
and
unfortunately,
more, because there's a lot of good black people who have just voted Democrats so long, they just keep doing it. But they're good folks. They want to work. They want to have a happy, successful life with their children. You know.
Yeah.
They don't want to sit in the, you know, where they're at. But we've got to convince them that Trump is helping them the best he can, as fast as he can. And a lot of them are seeing it. And I'm so glad, because I want America to be successful for all of us.
Yeah.
You know?
And plus, we got to say, hey, you know what? These Democrats want these illegals in, and they're going to steal the black community's jobs. And they really are. They're going to steal, they're going to take away jobs from the black community. They're going to take away jobs from blue collar people, white collar people, and any other people out there. They are taking away these jobs.
Well, you know, Trump said the other day, and I don't remember which town he was in, but he said, we need immigration because we're creating a lot of jobs. And our unemployment numbers are so low now, and we've got more jobs coming, and we need immigration to help fill these new jobs coming. But it's got to be legal. You know, it's got to be legal immigration.
well, that's the point that he was making with Jim Acosta. He was saying, because Acosta was trying to mischaracterize and say, oh, it's not an invasion, they're 100 miles away.
They're coming here. That isn't an invasion. They're coming here. They're on their way here. That is an invasion.
Yeah.
And why are you calling it an invasion? It's an immigration of poor, homeless,
Yeah, that's
women and
what.
children.
That's another tactic from the left. Oh, they're homeless. They don't got nowhere else to go. They need to seek asylum. I'm like, no, they don't. No, they don't.
No,
And
because
speaking of asylum, President Trump gave I think an executive order saying that if you come across this border illegally, you're not going to get asylum.
yeah, and he's still working on the baby.
Yeah,
Baby.
the birthright
Yeah.
citizenship,
Yeah.
which that should have been ended ages ago.
One of your parents, in my opinion, one of your parents must be a United States citizen before you can be a United States citizen, born here or not. Both your parents came from Canada, and you happen to be born in Louisiana at your grandmama's house. You're Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
No. That's what I feel. At least one of your parents should be a citizen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And you can still fudge with that and bring people and, you know, get under the table and figure out ways to scrooge around that. But it ain't a million at a time. It's, you know. Anyway, next subject. Or does somebody have something else to say on that subject?
Well, no.
Representative Matt Gates is calling for the removal of Brenda Snipes because she failed to comply with the court order.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like almost an hour and a half past the 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time court order of her bringing in the votes. She didn't comply. Now they're saying that she violated the Florida Constitution and that she needs to be removed. And they're calling on Rick Scott to remove her.
Good.
So lock her up.
So he has the power. He's still the governor, so he has the power to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She's that gray-haired woman.
The black one that looks like Maxine Waters, yeah.
That admitted to letting illegal.
All black, of course.
All of that.
Yeah, this is nothing new for her. She's done this before.
Been busted before for it.
No, she's been busted before, and I don't know why they didn't arrest her and lock her up. You know, they let her do it again.
Because she's Democrat.
Absolutely.
Because she's black.
Next time,
it would be racist if she was removed, or if something was done to her.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say next time I get arrested for something, I'm gonna tell them I'm a Democrat. But I don't anticipate that happening. I've never been arrested before, so knock on wood.
Yeah.
You know, clean record so far, and I made it over 50, so that's pretty good.
Obviously, I think, of course, that has come out this week. It came out. It was Wednesday. The resignation of Jeff Sessions.
Yes.
Attorney General.
This is a huge victory because he hasn't done squat, unfortunately. And I like Jeff Sessions; he's a great guy, but he didn't do nothing as Attorney General. He just sat on his hands and twiddle his thumbs. So the rumor is that he's going to go back to Alabama and run for his seat again in his district, which I'm all for it. I mean, get old Doug Jones out of there, have Sessions back. I'm all for that.
Yeah.
But the acting Attorney General is Matthew Whitaker,
Yeah,
and
Matthew
he
Whitaker.
seems to be a pit bull when it comes to the Clintons and this whole Russia hoax. To paraphrase what he says about to paraphrase what he said about Hillary and the Clinton Foundation, he said there's a lot there to lock him up, basically. And as for the investigation into the Russia conspiracy hoax, he said that Robert Mueller is pressing his luck, and he's not going to let that happen. Since he's acting attorney general now, he can oversee this whole Robert Mueller investigation. And now it seems that that Rosenstein might be on his way out.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh.
Just a minute.
But you know, the funny thing is,
Henry, just a minute. Just continue on. I got someone at the door.
No problem. No problem. But you know, the funny thing is, the left, they love, excuse me, they hated Jeff Sessions when he was actually doing his job.
Oh yeah.
But now he's resigned, and they think it's President Trump's fault. Or you can't do that. You can't appoint somebody. Now all of a sudden the left loves Jeff Sessions. It's like, yeah, right.
It's just I'm bewildered. Well, like, look at Paul Ryan. God, I had such faith in Paul Ryan. I was so thrilled. Diddly squat.
Faith in him. I don't have faith in any politician. That's why I'm not let down when they screw up.
The only one about left is Gowdy.
Well, he's about to be out of office too. So
he's gonna stay in Washington though somehow, if he wants to.
No, I don't know. I'm not sure what he's going to do, to be quite honest. Not really 100%.
I don't know, but he's a bulldog, and I love Trey Gowdy. In fact, I saw Trey Gowdy when he was the blah 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 of South Carolina. See, South Carolina or Tennessee? South Carolina.
South Carolina. He was Attorney General. He was the Attorney General of South Carolina.
After he kind of got more up into politics, I remember I have seen him on one of the murder mystery documentary things about a murder in South Carolina, and it was a big mystery and blah blah blah. And he was on that show. They interviewed him, you know, as Attorney General, whatever. And he was a bulldog on that. He was going to find out, you know, solve the case. And he did. They did. But I love some Gowdy, man. He's I don't know what the future will bring, but as of now, I like him.
Oh, so I mean, well, you know, I think I think it'll be good if Sessions does go back to Alabama and run a seat. He probably, at least I hope he can. I don't think he's going to be as unpopular as Roy Moore was. I mean, Roy Moore had a lot going against him. You know, let's just be honest. Whether he did anything or not, and I'm not saying he did. I'm not saying he did anything, you know, regarding, but whether, you know, the accusations alone were enough to basically bring him down. Let's just be honest, as far as Roy Moore is concerned.
Yeah, and it's true that accusation is as good as conviction, even if they prove beyond all doubt you had nothing to do with it. People remember that one little thing, even if they believe you didn't do it, they'll remember that one thing.
Just an accusation alone can bring you down.
Exactly. And the Democrats know that.
Yep.
All right. So what I missed?
Oh, we were discussing about Jeff Sessions, and we were also talking a little bit about Trey Gowdy.
Mm-hmm.
That,
Yeah. I was going to say, going back to Sessions.
Something I was going to bring up. Something Lael was talking about. How she had such faith in Paul Ryan. It's like, yeah, I don't have any faith in politicians. That's why I don't get. That's why I'm not disappointed when they screw up.
Yeah, I said I had such faith and hope, and he's done diddly, you know, and it lets you down.
Yeah, and Paul Ryan is the #1 person that cost the House anyway, because he didn't do nothing.
He's gonna, I don't know, maybe we need to trade him out for somebody else.
No, I'm all for Jim Jordan.
Yeah.
All for Jim Jordan. I think he'd be great.
I know him,
I was gonna say I like Jim Jordan. Don't trust him, but I like him. I don't trust any politicians. So you know, don't take offense.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all.
There is a difference between liking somebody and not trusting them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, speaking of Jeff Sessions, I don't know if you guys touch on this. It's like when he resigned, it's like all hell broke loose. He should never resign. I'm like, first off, didn't you tell us when Trump first picked him that he's a racist and he's unfit to be attorney general, and now he's your guys' god because he accused himself?
We talked about that. Yeah, Lael and I talked about how the left kind of turned on him. And at first they hated him.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they hated him because he was doing his basically. Well, they hated him because he worked for President Trump, but then all of a sudden they love him now because Trump has put somebody else in his place. He can't do that. Yeah, he can. He's the president.
Yeah. It's obstruction of justice. This is a constitutional crisis.
I'll tell you what, some damn body needs to get the damn voting machines owned by Soros out. And I don't know, but something's got to be done about the way we vote, because the past, I don't know, several days, week, whatever, I don't know, I'm just torn up by the damn cheating.
Yeah.
And there's big people with big damn money, and the regular voters can't compete with that. If everybody in America voted Republican, 60% of them would come out Democrat. It's just, I don't know what we can do to fight it, to stop it.
Well, we're doing the best we can by exposing what's going on in Florida, so that's a start. That's a start.
Yeah.
What I was saying was,
we still gotta keep exposing it. We still gotta keep exposing it because Twitter and Facebook, they're censoring it and everything.
Well, and that's part of my point, is that we've been fighting it. We've known about it for years and years now, and they keep at it, and they keep getting better at it. And what the hell can we do? Not much.
What I was going to say is that I'd like to tell them what they can do with their obstruction of justice.
Damn. They are a evil, evil bunch.
Mm-hmm.
They are. They really are. They're disgusting. They're very disgusting individuals. They really are.
Mm-hmm.
How did it get this way? I do not believe it's got to be.
It's always been like this. It's always been like this, and it took Trump to expose everything.
It's got to be the colleges have a lot to do with it. I don't
Mm-hmm.
believe that if your child got a trophy for every game and you didn't spank them, that they've turned into Antifa.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really believe that either. But it's the colleges and just it's got to be the damn colleges and the professors.
It is. It is. It is the colleges. They're indoctrinating the kids. And it's not just colleges. It's also high schools, elementary schools, kindergarten, and all that. It's all the schools. It's from K through 12 and college and up.
I know.
They got all these, these liberal professors. They got all these liberal teachers. The liberals is in control of the school system most of the time. And they're indoctrinating the students. They're brainwashing them. They're doing all that to these students to make them, conform and all that.
Thank God I am in a small town, rural type area. And we may have some liberal teachers, but I would say half or better go to church on Sunday and don't have that blown out liberal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But my son's in 9th grade this year. He'll turn 16 this summer. And I really, really, it's up to him what he wants to do. I really would like for him to quit school, go to our community college. You can get a real diploma from there now in not much time at all, and go on and start taking some courses. And by the time everybody else graduates at 18, he could have a 2 years bachelor's degree in something, whatever he wants it to be, And the community college is not as liberal as big colleges, and it's also in this community. I don't want him taught that mess.
Yeah.
What you gonna do? Okay, I'm gonna go get a new drink. Y'all carry on. I'll be back.
Okay.
All right.
But yeah, it's just I don't know. Things are just getting crazy. I mean, we've got the left attacking, going to people's homes, trying to break into people's homes. It's just we got elections that could potentially be stolen in other states. And I agree. Stop the steal.
Yeah.
Stop the steal. Because if we don't speak up, they're just going to keep doing it.
Yeah. And then that's what the left doesn't realize is that, well, if they're going to do it to us, they're going to do the same thing to you guys. They're going to do the exact same thing to you. I mean, we heard 2 years going on, 3 years of, oh, Russia interfered. We should be worried because Russia interfered. Well, we have our own people at a local level interfering in elections, trying to rig it their way. It's like we got more evidence that local people are trying to rig elections in their favor than Russia ever hacking the election in 2016. I can't hear you, Henry. No, I can't hear you.
Hello, Henry.
I can hear Laro, but I can't hear Henry. I don't know what happened to you, Henry.
He's moving now. Henry?
Henry, can you hear us? Can you hear me? But okay, I can't hear you for some reason.
Okay.
It's the Russians. It's the Russians. They're hacking Henry.
Run,
Oh,
Henry,
man.
run.
Oh no, it's Brenda Snipes. They found out Henry's got some ballots in his house.
Oh God. That
Oh,
chick
my
from
God.
Georgia might be, she's looking for some too. Because
Yeah.
she lost.
Yeah, it's Georgia and Arizona and Florida.
In Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember his name. What was the black dude?
All right, let's try this again.
There we go.
There you go.
What I was going to say was before they cut my sound off. Hello, Russians. Hello.
I told Lel they found out that you were storing some ballots in your house, and they cut the sound.
Oh boy.
Hello, comrades.
Yeah. Dos Vidania, comrades. No, what I was going to say was that I don't put it past them to, try some Mississippi with the Senate race. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my question was, remember I brought him up Tuesday night. It's the black dude, and I cannot remember his name or the state, but I've seen him all over Facebook, and he's the one that said, if a policeman shoots someone, hits someone with a baton, hits them with a stun gun, then they've already overstepped their bounds and shouldn't have been there to start with.
I have no idea who that could be.
Oh, God. I cannot remember his... I can't remember if he was in the South.
Obviously, some idiot. Yeah. That's how I would classify them. Some
That
idiot.
was his, the police, I think the statewide police had announced that they did not support him whatsoever. And he said if a policeman does anything.
You talking about Gillum, who's running for governor in Florida?
Is that him? Might be.
The
Did he win?
socialist guy, the black socialist guy. No, they're still trying to rig it for him. They're still trying to rig it for him.
Okay,
Yeah.
but he hadn't won yet. Thank
No.
God.
Well, he conceded. The thing is, he conceded on Tuesday night.
I think so, yeah. But
Yeah,
then
he conceded. Now he's trying to unconcede for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's like,
that's
oh,
right,
now,
Gilliam.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or Gilliam or
Mhm.
whatever. Yep.
Yeah.
God, I don't want him in office anywhere.
Yeah.
And the Republicans picked up a decent amount of women too.
Yeah. But the
Yeah.
mainstream media won't tell you that.
Which is good. In fact, I voted for one here, and she happened to be at our poll here, and I couldn't imagine why she was in the little bitty bath, but she shook my hand and talked to me, a minute. And she's Republican. I think she's my mom run for judge of some description. But anyway, I voted for her. I had talked to people and, you know, seen her stuff and, you know, found out a little about her.
Mm-hmm.
And I voted for her. She said we're trying to break up the old man party
Mm-hmm.
and get a few women in. And
I was going to say, the Democrats they're nothing but sore losers. I mean, they're absolute sore losers. You know, Abrams is a sore loser, and Rick Scott, and no, not Rick Scott. Sorry,
Bill Nelson.
Bill Nelson, Gillum, all these Democrats that feel like they should have been the winners.
Yeah, they felt that they were entitled, and you know they're like, hey, it's like at a ball game, and then one team loses. It's like, where's our participation trophy at? You know, you don't get a participation trophy. All right, you're either win or lose, and that's what I hate about these people that force these participation trophies. Oh, good game, you lost, but here's a trophy. Don't do that. You got to teach kids.
Well,
you got to teach these kids that it's okay to lose. Okay.
Now, if it's like field day at school or something, and you get a little ribbon that says, I participated, but the winners get bigger ribbons or a little trophy or something, I don't mind. I participated, but
well, that's one thing.
Well,
that's
on certain occasions. But if you're playing a ball game twice a week, you don't need a ribbon every game or whatever. You get a trophy at the end.
Yeah.
Because I can guarantee they did not give the Los Angeles Dodgers a participation trophy.
Yeah.
For coming in second. What was it that it was in the third Indiana Jones movie? Sean Connery says, and in this short race, there's no silver medal for finishing second.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
well, you always remember, and my beloved Dale Earnhardt said, "Second's just a first loser." Second ain't worth shit. We need to do a show one night about Earnhardt. I know a lot about Earnhardt and his life, his family, his children, when they were poor. And Dale Jr. and Kelly tell stories about when they were little, and if he didn't win on Sunday, they didn't eat. You couldn't tear the car up because there won't no money to buy another car. And if you didn't win, you didn't make no money. The cupboards were bare. I mean, so, they've known poor. And I think maybe that's why Junior does very well at being rich, because he's been poor. Anyway, maybe one night we'll do that.
Yeah, we can talk about that. So I'm just going through the tweets and see if there's any information about what's going on in Florida. Haven't found anything yet.
I think we should also talk about the shooting in California. Yeah. That was a very sad thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Guy was a former Marine. I mean, but you have to wonder, why would a former Marine just go crazy like that and shoot up a bar?
Well, I saw on Twitter, and I take this very, very lightly, that the guy who shot up the bar apparently did it as revenge, because back in high school, some of the kids went to that bar, and they still go to that bar, and was making fun of his lazy eye, and he did it as a source of revenge. But like I said, I found that on Twitter, so take that very, very with a grain of salt. The other thing is that some of them people in that bar were survivors of the Las Vegas shooting, from what I understand.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. See, I heard about it, but I never heard. In fact, I think I even saw a picture of the dude. But how many were shot? How many were killed? I never heard.
I know the guy
They said no, he killed himself. There were 12.
Oh, he killed himself.
There were 12, and then he turned the gun on himself.
But how many did he kill?
12.
12.
God.
And then himself.
And more injured that are alive. 12.
I don't know about the injury.
Yeah, how many were injured? Not really sure.
Well, the one of the posts, at least, or 3 that I saw, said, "Hoop-de-doo, another mass shooting over here in California when they're bickering over here on the East Coast about the vote tallies. So they're trying to get you to look over here now at the shooting instead of over here where the Democrats are lying and scheming, trying to pull out a couple more wins."
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me either.
It wouldn't surprise me either, and I hate it so bad, and I pray for the families. But it always happens, and it's the Democrats behind it, killing young.
And here's the thing:
killing people.
California, they have the strictest gun laws in that state, second to Chicago, and it still happened. I mean, if you look at Chicago and you look at Baltimore and all these other Democratic-run cities, and with the strictest gun control, including California, gun control does not work. It does not work. That dude still got a gun. He still went through the bar. He shot 2 of the officers. I think he killed 1 officer, I believe. 1 officer was dead. And then, yeah, it was a police officer who got killed. And I mean, gun control doesn't work. I mean, as soon as the shooting happens, the left always says, "We need gun control. We need gun control." Gun control doesn't work.
It doesn't work. They know gun control doesn't work.
Yeah. They just want to take the guns out of the good guys' hands.
Confiscate air guns. They don't want gun control.
Yeah.
They want to completely confiscate them. They're just using gun control. Remember, Obama said, "Nobody's coming to get your guns," and all of that.
Well, that gubernatorial candidate wants to take people's guns. That Abrams.
Yeah, gun confiscation. I like to see how that works out for her.
Fat militant. She's a fat
young one.
She's a fat militant.
The black
or the stupid old one.
The black woman from Georgia. The one that Oprah supported.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Orca. Yeah, Orca Windbag. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I have a topic I would like to bring up, unless, do you have anything pertinent, Shane?
Nothing. I haven't looked. I'm looking through Twitter to see if anything came through the little pipe, but I haven't seen anything yet. So go ahead and bring it up.
Okay, I read, and I actually clicked and read the whole article. About a month or so ago, Maryland passed a law where the police could confiscate guns. They could go door to door, wherever, or if I don't know who decides where they need to go confiscate the guns from. But anyway, said they have only confiscated guns about 9 times in the month, which is a lot if you ask me. So this morning or yesterday morning, it's been very recently, 5:30 in the morning, the police show up at this home in a middle class, nice neighborhood and knock on the door. 5:30 in the morning. The man answers the door. 60-year-old man answers the door, and he's got a pistol in his hand. And they say, "Hi, we're the police," whatever. Anyway, said he laid the pistol down on a table, like near the door or whatever. And he stepped outside, and they told him they were there to confiscate his guns. And he went back in and picked up the gun from the table. Now, was he going to hand it to them? Try to shoot them? I don't know. But anyway, when he picked up the gun, they opened fire. His gun went off one time, but it didn't hit anything. And they shot that man and killed him. At 5:30 in the morning in his own home, from the article I read, he wasn't like a vicious criminal or a Looney Tunes or anything. He was a law-abiding, regular person. Now, I don't know why they decided they need to confiscate his guns, but the man's dead. Now, what in the hell is that? How many are they going to kill trying to confiscate guns when if they had just left them alone, everybody would have died of a nice old age and it wouldn't have been no problem? Oh, it pissed me off. Now, that's just the details I got from the article. Maybe tomorrow or we'll get some more details about it, but for the moment, I'm miffed. What do y'all think?
I have no idea. I don't know about that one. That's all. That's weird.
Yeah.
Why in the heck do you have to go there? I mean, if they hadn't gone there to start with, the article said nothing about him being wild with a gun or crazy around town or any they didn't have any information on the man that said he shouldn't own a gun. Anyway, it just really bugged me. Because I'll tell you what, you're going to play hell getting my daddy's 30-30 away from me.
Yeah, I agree.
A lot of times guns are family heirlooms and whatnot. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. That was my local news for the night, except it wasn't local, it was Maryland. And I understand that police have to do what they're told to do, and that police are scared, and they don't take chances about being shot, and I don't blame them for that. But who in the hell? I just don't understand why a man's guns needed to be confiscated to start with. I want to know that. If there's a valid reason, then maybe, but I'm like I said, I guess I'm not blaming the police, but the governor and who the hell ever.
All right, so I haven't got anything from Twitter about what's happening in Florida or Arizona. or Georgia. So let's see here. I'm trying to think what else happened this week. There was a huge campfire wildfire that started in California, I believe,
Yeah,
sometime yesterday. And there was a lot of people that lost their homes, and I don't know if there was a death toll released or not, but it's not looking pretty good. It's not looking good at all.
I saw some pictures of it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's in Southern California where this has happened.
So yeah,
Democrats just started it.
wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me if it was purposely started. But I think this is a good time for a PSA. You know, all in you can prevent wildfire. Smokey the Bear. Make sure make sure if you're out camping. I know we're squatchers. We know the routine. If you're out camping, make sure you douse the flame. Make sure you put dirt on the flame. Make sure that flame is all but gone as soon as you leave that forest.
And take out everything you bring in.
Yeah.
Don't leave anything behind but your footprints.
Yep. Yeah. Clean up after yourself, guys.
Yeah. Take a lesson from Sasquatch. Only leave footprints.
Exactly.
There needs to be a Sasquatch related commercial like Smokey the Bear.
Well, in Arkansas, there was similar. It was the Fount Monster. It was a PSA for anti-litter. Anti-littering.
Oh, that's awesome.
In the state of Arkansas, yeah.
That's cool.
You can probably find it on YouTube. If you look on YouTube, you can find it.
All right.
Fount Monster PSA. It's pretty good.
There's a Bigfoot ad that comes on YouTube. You know how we always skip ad. You know, but it plays a few minutes first, and I don't remember, but it was a mama Sasquatch and a couple of kids or something.
Oh, it's purple mattress cover. The mattress cover.
Oh, I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the cute.
But I have an ad blocker, so I don't see ads on YouTube. I have an ad blocker.
Yeah, I have seen the ad blocker too.
But I have seen the ad you're talking about. I have seen it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna have to check that one out.
Yeah, it's cool.
So I think that's pretty much it. I think we covered all the major stories that happened. So let's get into some local news. Lel, if you got any more local news, go ahead and share with us.
I don't think so. I just wanted to talk about that gun confiscation. That just really irked me.
Yeah.
I just really kind of wanted to talk about that. Y'all go ahead.
All right. Henry, you got any more local news?
I do, yes, as a matter of fact. There was a high school football game down here in Greenville last week. And one of the players on the, I think it's Greenville High, I believe it is. Well, he was, unfortunately, he was trying to make a tackle last Friday night, and he fractured 2 vertebrae in his neck. Well, his name was Jeremiah Williams. Passed away from his injuries. So very sad. Yeah,
that sucks. Yeah.
Let me read the story. Okay, the headline reads: Greenville football player Jeremiah Williams dies from injuries. Greenville football player Jeremiah Williams, who spent the last week at a Jackson hospital after fracturing 2 vertebrae in his neck, died on Friday, sources told the Clarion Ledger. Since getting airlifted off the field during a home central. Williams, a junior cornerback, had spent the last week at the University of Mississippi Medical Center. Doctors put him on a ventilator November 3rd. People from throughout Mississippi offered their support for Williams as he fought for his life. John Ray, a Madison Central parent, created a GoFundMe campaign to raise money for the Williams family's hospital bills. The campaign had raised $41,115 by Friday afternoon. The parent originally set a goal of $10,000. It is my prayer the good Lord will put his healing hands on this young man, his family, and community, Governor Phil Bryant tweeted on Sunday. The entire state of Mississippi is rallying behind you, Jeremiah. Madison Central's Booster Club tweeted on Friday the team would wear stickers on its helmets to honor Williams during the Jaguars' first-round playoff game against Oxford Friday night. The decision made before Williams' death. Williams fractured the C1 and C4 vertebrae in his neck when he went to make a tackle. CPR was performed on the field. The rest of the game was canceled. This story will be updated as more information becomes available. So, a very sad story. I mean, this kind of thing can happen, in football. You can have these serious injuries.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's sad. I mean, yeah, definitely thoughts and prayers go out to the family.
Yeah, and we've all heard about the dangers of concussions, also.
Yeah, I've had about 3. I think.
What are you saying?
I said I've had about 3 concussions.
That ain't no fun.
No, it's not. 2 that were pretty good, and then 1 that wasn't quite so bad.
I don't think I've ever had a concussion. I know that it can. It can. I've heard there's several different types of symptoms. You feel nausea can be one of those symptoms.
Yeah, and sometimes you can have a concussion and not even know about it.
True.
Yep, that's the thing. It's like you don't feel good and you don't feel good. You don't feel good the next day. And the next day, you think, oh my God, I must have had a concussion. Because your clarity comes back or something. It's like you don't feel good, but unless you've had, one before or something, you don't realize that's what it is. You just have a dull ache and you just feel like crap. Like I said, mine weren't severe. And then it's one of those things like you didn't realize you were sick till you got well. That's kind of what they're like.
Man.
And then when it finally begins to get better, you think, oh my God, what a fog I was in, And it's just best to try to just lay down and take it easy a few days.
Yeah,
but like
absolutely.
I say, mine weren't severe. They were bad enough. So when you live in the woods, you seem to fall down a lot, especially at night. And my head always lands on a freaking log.
That ain't good. That is not good. We're gonna have to put some bubble wrap around you.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely.
All right. So, you got anything else for us, Henry?
No, that was it.
All right.
Well, prayers are with the fella's family, and that is just a sad story.
Yeah. It really is.
All right. So, my local news: West Virginia sheriff accused of nepotism and discrimination. This is actually very local because I actually voted for the sheriff in 2016. West Virginia sheriff is accused of nepotism and age and gender discrimination by 2 former workers. The Bluefield Daily Telegraph reports 2 lawsuits filed Wednesday say Mercer County Sheriff Tommy Bailey took office in January of 2017 and eliminated the office's oldest employee's position the next month. It says he told the former it says he told former administrative assistant Winnie Haynes that she could stay on as a dispatcher with a roughly 33% pay cut. It says Haynes was then discharged because of Bailey's decision to, quote, hire younger employees and family members to perform her job. It says Bailey promised a promotion to former dispatcher Dina Sadler, who then took some medical leave. It says that she returned to a hostile work environment and resigned. The newspaper said the sheriff's office was unaware of the lawsuit. So that's just some little bit of information on that. Not much information, but I'll definitely update you guys if there's any more information coming out of this. But yeah, that's something to look forward to.
Yeah.
To see what goes on with that.
Well, definitely keep us posted if there's any further information on that. For sure.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely will.
Yeah.
Let me check on Twitter, see if there's any updates on Florida and all the other rigging that's going on. If not, then I guess we can end it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just saw a
Arizona. This is 4 hours ago though, but this is pretty much need to know information. Arizona Republicans and Democrats have agreed to give rural voters an extra chance to fix problems with their ballots in the state Senate race count. Counties now have until November 14th to address the issue. So, yeah, that's something to keep our eye on. But what was that you was going to say?
Yes.
What was you was going to say?
I just saw a post that said something to the effect of, wouldn't it be great if Democrats, sorry. Okay, starting over. Wouldn't it be great if Republicans could find boxes and boxes of uncounted votes? Seems only the Democrats can do that, you know.
The reason why the Republicans can't find the boxes of votes is because they trashed them all.
Yes, because the Democrats have already burned them up.
Mm-hmm.
Judge orders Broward elections chief to turn over voter counts to Scott's campaign.
Yeah, they didn't do that. They did not do that.
That's what she was supposed to do by 7.
Yep. Yeah, she didn't do it.
I hope she's thoroughly investigated. That's for sure.
She needs to be investigated.
No. Forget investigation. The governor should just fire her ass.
Yeah, I see that. You know what? I probably see that happening in the next couple of hours. I wouldn't be surprised if Rick Scott fires her in the next few hours.
She sounds like another one of those militant minorities.
Think they can get away with anything and claim racism if they don't get away with it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Rick Scott just tweeted. He said it is unacceptable that SOE Susan Butcher says she will not comply with the court order to submit overvotes and undervotes to the Palm Beach County Canvassing Board for review. Floridians deserve full transparency. I don't know why Rick Scott is not firing her at this moment. I mean, he has every right to.
Didn't Florida go red for Trump?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he won the state, so he won Florida 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and it was 2 years ago today that the leftists were whining and crying.
Yeah.
Because the election was on November 8th, 2016.
Oh, yeah.
2 years. We got 6 more to go.
Yeah.
That's I was going to say a while ago. Somewhere on my news feed or whatever, somebody said something about the election, and another person posted, who won the governor's race? And the person with the original post said Roy Cooper did 2 years ago.
Okay.
I thought, well, you really keep up, don't you?
Yeah, that's the thing. Some people, a lot of people don't keep up with it.
Yeah, and especially these midterms and things, people don't go. And God, I posted and posted, and I don't post that much in general, but I posted a little more of the things that I thought were just get out and vote. For God's sakes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. We got to vote not only in the primaries, but the general election.
Yes. But I did make a post too of my own and said, everybody get out and let's vote tomorrow, so and so. I don't remember, but I said, but if you're going to vote just for a giggle, please stay home. I said, if you don't know what the stakes are and you're going to vote for a giggle, stay home.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I had to
burp.
No, I had to put some eye drop. I was putting some eye drops in.
Oh, I wasn't. I was looking at. Let's see. Let's see.
I think we're finished, aren't we? Pretty much.
Yeah, I think pretty much. Yeah, I haven't got anything. What's going on from Florida or Georgia or Arizona? So, but we'll guys, the people that's watching, we'll keep you posted on Facebook and Twitter, and if something major happens, I'll fire up my phone and do a live stream on YouTube.
I'll definitely keep things updated about our Senate race here. So.
Yeah,
absolutely. But yeah, so on that note, after this wild week, I was thinking of going on ahead and take a break because of Thanksgiving and all that. So come back maybe on the 7th of December and then do 2 shows and then take a break for Christmas and New Year's. So how do you guys feel about that? So
that sounds good. Or if something big pops up or something, you know.
Yeah, right. Yeah, if something big pops up, I'll definitely tell you guys, hey, let's do a show. But yeah, so we're going to go on break up until December 7th. But in the meantime, or in the between time, if something big pops up, we'll definitely do a live stream that Friday. And if something big pops up, I will do a Kofifi with Shane and post that on YouTube and talk about it. Kofifi with Shane, that's great.
Hey, I like it.
Yeah.
But if you just cannot wait to see Shane and I,
yeah,
we have the Webcasting Dead tomorrow night, 8 Eastern, 7 Central on another channel.
Yep, the Breaking Bad cast, the Walking Dead cast.
Webcasting Dead, yeah.
The Webcasting Dead, and it was Rick Grimes' final episode.
We're going to talk about the phenomenal 5th episode of this season.
Yeah,
absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
we got plus we have news that's connected to that episode that we're going to be sharing and all that stuff. We're going to be. Yeah, we're gonna give you the skinny. We're gonna give you the rundown of what's going on with Rick Grimes.
What happened with Rick?
Yeah,
so it's gonna be great. I'm gonna have to rewatch the episode because it's been a week and a lot has happened, and I can hardly remember what happened. I do know what happened at the end. I can remember that, but in the bits and pieces that I watch, I cannot remember. But it was a good episode. I remember it was a good episode. It was a great episode. But yeah, we'll definitely discuss that. And then after tomorrow, the webcasting day would be put on hold until the mid-season finale. So that we'll discuss the final 3 episodes during that mid-season finale. So we'll discuss 6, 7, and 8 on that show on the mid-season finale.
And that'll be on December 1st.
Yeah, December 1st.
But you know, the thing is, you know, I'm definitely going to be watching these episodes because they got me.
I'll be watching the episodes too.
They got me reinvest last episode.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we was not to go off topic, but it's my show. I can do whatever I please. Anyway, but not to go off topic, I was going to say that we was like after episode 2, it was like, okay, for me personally, I was like, okay, you know, I'm going to give it a chance until Rick Grimes' final episode. And if that does not hook me back in, then I was going to quit watching altogether. I was going to give it to the Rick Grimes' final episode. No, actually, I was going to give it to the mid-season finale. And if the mid-season finale didn't bring me back in, I was going to be like, yeah, I got to tap out. But after episodes 3, 4, and 5, you know, they got me hooked in. I'm pretty much hooked in to see what's going on with 6, 7, and 8.
The new storyline, the new time jump. Yeah, that played a big factor. I was like, oh, wait, I gotta see that. I gotta see what's going on. I gotta see what's going to happen now.
Yeah. I mean, well, let's just save it. Let's just save it for tomorrow. Let's save it.
Yeah. I'm excited about talking about it. I really am. Oh, it's going to be great.
But, yeah, so on that note, we will see you here for Not Mainstream in the next couple of weeks. December 7th. And then
news. I think we should have, you know, I think on November 28th, we should have a special show to talk about the Mississippi special election.
Sure. Yeah, we can do that.
Let's say 8 Eastern. Yeah, we do a special show on November 28th.
Yeah.
That'll be the day after the special election here in Mississippi.
You want to do it the day on? Or do you think it'll be better after so we know who
it would be better just because we would have a clearer picture of all the votes and everything. All the votes be tallied by that Wednesday. So I think it'd be better.
We could talk about Thanksgiving food too. Didn't we do that last year?
Yeah, we did.
We can do that. Yes.
Yeah.
We can talk. We can talk.
And Christmas.
And Christmas.
Yeah, we can talk about Christmas food too. Yeah. Talk about Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Kind of goes hand in hand. It's all kind of the same sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can talk about it. We can talk about the election in Mississippi because it is a very important one for not only Mississippi but for all of us.
It is.
It's very important.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm gonna warn you guys now. If it doesn't go our way, Henry's gonna be very pissed. So there's gonna be some strong language, possibly in that episode.
All right.
Let it all out, Henry. Just let it all out if we don't like the result.
So we'll be back November 28th, 8 Eastern, and we're going to talk about the Mississippi special election. Yep. We're going to talk about Thanksgiving and Christmas food. We're just and hey, if there's breaking news, we're going to definitely talk about it too.
Yeah. Absolutely. Definitely. November 28th. We're going to do a special show on November 28th. And then come back for Not Mainstream for the 7th of December. And then on December 1st is going to be the Webcasting Dead mid-season finale. So, yeah. All right. On that note, we will see you here the 28th. Good night, everybody. God bless America. God bless President Trump. And let's hope and pray that they don't steal this election in Florida, Arizona, Mississippi, and Georgia.
Amen.
Make America great again.